Hi, this is Kayanne, and I'm here with a whole stack of books that I've been using for 2023, journals and planners. And I just thought I would share those with you and what's worked and what hasn't worked and what's going to be sticking around for 2024 or a new version for 2024. I also have a couple grand dogs here keeping me company, and they are snoring and making all kinds of noise, so that's what you will be hearing in the background. Okay, I think I'll start with my number one little journal that is definitely a given that I will be using again. This is my 5-year Hobonichi Dayree. It's a little A6 size. This is 2023 has been my second year using this, and I've been pretty faithful. There's a few gaps in here, but not very many. I sometimes write and illustrate. Don't always do an illustration, but occasionally I'm starting to feel a little braver about that. But this will definitely be in my lineup for 2024 as well. I have 3 more years that I can use this little book, so it is a keeper. Something else I'm going to repeat in 2024 is my daily journal, and I have opted to use the A6 Avec. I previously used the Cousin. There are things I really like about the Cousin, but I think for daily journaling, this is what's working for me. The pages are small enough; it's not hard for me to fill them in. I like the cute little size. I like the Avec because I do tend to chunk these up. Now, I fully plan on, because I know myself by now, usually about June, July, somewhere in there, I abandon this and use something else like for a month, and then come back to this. And so I just kind of expect that of myself. I think I just mid-year am ready for a little change up. So that's fine. I don't hold myself to any real hard and fast rules. I don't or have not made very good use of like the monthly pages, but I do these daily pages I really like. I like having the accountability of the predated pages, so that is something I plan to repeat for 2024. This is just the last half. I did it for the first half of the year as well, so I have 2 of these to show for 2023. Another thing that I have used for 2023 and really enjoyed is, I call it my faith journal. It kind of has my sermon notes. I plan to kind of expand it a bit in 2024. I find that I really pay better attention if I take notes like this. If I make it visually kind of appealing, kind of emphasize key words, and it's just a way of taking notes that works for me. I pay much more attention. I'm more likely to go back and look at this again, and it's easy to pull out the highlights from the lesson. And I hope to do some of this form of journaling and quote keeping and everything in 2024 as well. And for 2024, I will be moving into the Hobonichi Han, I believe is how you say it. And I am looking forward to using, having like the monthly and the weekly, and as well as the daily pages to do journaling, keep quotes, keep gratitudes, all of those sort of things, as well as like sermon notes and Bible study notes and things like that. So I'm looking forward to moving into this for 2024, and it will be doing the same purpose as this journal has done for me for 2023. So this definitely was a winner and worth repeating. Another thing I used in 2023 was a travel journal. This also was a gift to me, and I have really enjoyed it. I like the format of it. It's like a traveler's notebook type thing where you can add little books in. This one is mostly blank, but I have filled up a couple of, I only have one in here right now, but I have filled up a couple of these through the year. This was kind of random trips. I have another one that did like one big trip was in, and I think I will probably continue to use this and maybe just get more inserts. I like that you can just take the insert with you on the trip and have a small space, but then you've also got like a book to keep it in. I also like, I have this little insert I put in here that I, on certain trips, can put a pre-selected batch of stickers and ephemera, things that I want to use for the trip in that. So I think that one will continue to be used with some new inserts for 2024. Or if not this, then a similar type setup. Like I have a traveler's notebook I might pull out and use again. But I do like this arrangement with the inserts for a travel journal. Another thing I used for 2023 was this Moleskine journal, and I really liked it and used it as pretty much as my work planner and journal and notebook, and I made good use of it, but I needed something a little bit different, I decided, about halfway through the year. So what I started the year with was my Hobonichi Weeks, which I really like. This was my 2023 one, and it's kind of like my master schedule planner thing. Well, I decided to try to have a work planner because this is not quite enough for all the notes I want to make for work and keeping track of work things like videos to make and, you know, workshops that I'm doing and different things I'm taking notes on through the month. So I would use like the weekly pages to do those kinds of things, but then, you know, they were hard to find again. And anyway, it mostly worked, but where it fell apart was that I was kind of doing either this or this and not so much both as far as scheduling. And I really prefer to use this for scheduling because of its size. This I tended to not want to carry with me. This I stick in my bag and it goes everywhere with me. So what I went back to kind of halfway through the year, so I have some weeks in here that were, well, kind of neglected, I guess we'll say, that are blank because I was using this for that function. So what I figured out though by, I don't know, August or so, was that I need this to be my main journal, not journal, but planner, my main planner with my schedule in here, everything, personal work, everything in one place. And that has worked well for me. I have my to-do lists in here. I have my weekly schedules in here. I have come to a system that I've liked that I'm planning to implement for 2024. My word for 2024 is, at least that I'm starting with, is balance. And so I have different areas of my life that I'm kind of color coding in here, and I've been doing that for a while, and it's been working well for me. So at least for the time being, I'm very big on you know, change things according to what works for you. So I am flexible in my systems, but I also, when something's working, that's what I want to do. So the thing that I did need in addition to this, that this was feeling, was I took the place of that with this Hobonichi Dayree, and it works well because I still have my place to plan things like, see, I started this in August, I believe. Yes. And so I still have my place, like I did a Peachtober challenge. And so I have my whole Peachtober schedule in here. I have my video schedule and put my little thumbnails on there and just work things like that. So not so much my schedule, because that's in here, like as far as places to be, but other types of work scheduling and planning happen in here. And my workshop notes can be in here, and I just have lots of space because this is the Dayree, so these are undated pages. So I just use these when I need to take notes or make lists or things like this. I was needing to learn some new software. I was making some plans. I might make a list of videos. This was my plans for Hobonichi use, just all kinds of things. So this is all work. This was my new washi tape that came out. So just all kinds of my Patreon plans, all those sorts of things happen in here. And so I have decided to get the Dayree for, we'll start a new one in 2024 as soon as January comes around, and I have already in fact started, you know, planning some things ahead in that. So I have also gotten the 2024 weeks that I have in this Asian Vintage cover, and as soon as normally most things I wait until, you know, the new year to start, but on a planner, you know, you're scheduling things for the months ahead. So I always go ahead and move into this as soon as, like, I've been in this for all of December. I started the weekly pages as soon as they began, which was November 27th into the 1st of December. So I have already been using that to good effect. So other little journals and books and things. One is, and I just pulled out one here to be representative, but is Sketchbooks. And I've gone through a number. In 2023, I did some that were like kind of specialized. Like I did one with cityscapes from a trip to Chicago. I did one with foliage or botanical themed things. And so I have some of those specific ones. I even have one that was like landscapes. So I've kind of gone that route. None of those are finished, and all of those will be ongoing. But then I also just have my sketchbook that is, you know, just whatever it needs to be. And I have a few different, with different paper and different sizes. I do love, this is a Strathmore Mixed Media. It is probably my favorite as far as how it takes things. I am currently doing Inkvent from Diamine, the Advent calendar that they put out. And so I have been, trying out some of the inks there in this, and just to see how they act on this kind of paper, because I do want to use my inks like watercolors. And so I am, trying them out on this kind of paper. So I always have a couple sketchbooks, at least a couple, going at any point in time. And actually right now I probably have about 4 or 5 that I'm kind of using simultaneously, depending on what the project is. So sketchbooks will always be part of it. They definitely will stay in use. They're where I learn and experiment and all those things. Kind of companion to that with the whole Inkvent calendar thing. This is something I've been meaning to do for quite some time, and the Inkvent calendar just kind of spurred me to actually act on it. And I have wanted to have a little swatch book. And this is something that I could take with me if I go to an art store, which doesn't happen very often because I do not live close to one. But when I do, my idea is that I can have swatches, or even if I'm shopping online, I can have swatches and know exactly what I have. I haven't gotten very far into this yet, but I have started with Inkvent and have done the first days of that in here. And this is Tomoe River paper, which I love. I love how it uses how watercolor and many mediums work on it, so it seemed like a good choice for keeping track. It's got this grid pattern on it, which will be nice. So I've set aside pages for the Inkvent, but I've also started swatching some other things, like this is my Pentel sign pens, the colors I have in that. It's a good way. I'm also like keeping track of which things are permanent and which things are water soluble is a big deal to me for how I use them. And so that's a place I can keep track of that too. I got this new set of highlighters that I thought the colors are really beautiful. So I can see that there. Posca paint pens, I've started swatching some of those. And that's as far as I've gone, but I intend to, one of the big things I want to do is to swatch my Tombow pens and see, because I'm always forgetting. I use those a lot, and I'm always forgetting which ones I have and which ones I don't have. And I do use them up and need to replace them, but I never can remember, which ones those are. So I think this will be very handy. And also when I'm wanting to plan colors, so I'll probably swatch like my watercolors. I think it's just going to be a handy little book to have. It's small enough to put in my purse. It's definitely something I will continue to use. And then another category in my books are what I just call my altered books. And I also have several of these going all at the same time. Sometimes they're children's books that I'm getting rid of. And this is like this one I'm kind of using to paint negative spaces in, like things like this. So I just, it's relaxing to me to sit down and doodle and play in that. I do have several different altered books that I kind of use in different ways. This is one that if you've been around here, you've seen me make videos on it. I haven't for a while. I probably need to again. But this is one that's getting close to done because there's not very many unfinished pages in it. But this is, I call it a glue book, but I do paint in here as well and do other mediums. And it's a wonderful, it's the Journals of Dan Eldon. Wonderful starting point. I don't know if I have any original pages here to show, but I love, here's quite a bit of his work is showing through here. I do love having a starting place on the pages, and then I just kind of have things like I have some things stuck in here, some packaging, all kinds of different things that I keep. Some of it's memorabilia or newspaper articles or things I want to keep but don't really have a place to put. So I'll put them in here. And artwork This was a hospital stay. I just put all my little, bracelets and things in there. Just whatever. It's just a home for things, I guess, that otherwise don't have a home, that just stack up. And too good to throw away, to have some memory or appeal in some way to me. And so this is where I stick all of those things. And like I said, I have other ones of these books going as well. This is probably just the one that's closest to completion. And so that is also something that I plan to continue. So even though some of the things have changed direction a little bit, like my work planner, going from this to this, but it's not really this. I don't consider this a fail. I just learned some things from it. I learned that I need to have a book to keep everything together in, all my notes in, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a daily planner. And I just need my Hobonichi weeks to keep track of all of that. And so these two together serve me well, and so that works out well. So those are, I don't think I've forgotten any. I may have. Obviously I have other sketchbooks, other altered books, other art journal type things or sketchbooks, but that's all the categories, I believe, of books that I am currently using or have plans for 2024. So let me know what you used in 2023, what worked, what didn't work, and if you have any new and exciting things that you're going to try for the new year. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.